And it'll probably do even more damage.
Bye, Kime. Ah, 6 HP! Yes, as I imagined, ineffective.
Apparently, Marco says to save the magic items because Scholar gives you strength on those, increases the strength of those items when they use it, so.
Interesting.
So Mini didn't work. That or it missed.
Nah, I mean, I'm pretty sure those types of spells just don't work against bosses. Otherwise, bosses would be way too easy.
Yeah. Well, because, like, I would think that... So... Mini is a spell that is used in Final Fantasy IX. And in Final Fantasy IX, the way it works is when you use Mini or have Mini used on you, yes, it decreases your size, so physical attacks are immediately reduced to, like, 3% of their original power or something. However, it also increases your evasion, because have you ever tried to hit something that tiny? Like, it's like trying to slap an annoying fly that just keeps buzzing around. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but, like, it's real annoying. Which I imagine is also one of the reasons why, like, you would kind of have to use magic on them.
Marco.
Marco, this might be why you don't have a boyfriend. If you were slapping his dick, that might be why you don't have a boyfriend. He may not be into it.
No more Phoenix Downs, I think.
I should state for the record, the chances of you winning this battle as you are now is very low.
I mean, not surprising.
It's almost like you weren't supposed to do this. I have no idea if that's my microphone popping or if it's just static or something from your side.
Binks! Carry the entire party!
Yep. Time for the white mage to do what it does.
We just keep missing each other.
Yes. Oh, okay, never mind. So, I guess time to mini and go into the temple.
Yeah. Binks stood alone against the dragon. Man, it would have been amazing if she won.
It would have. Everybody tiny. All right, we're all tiny. Let's go. Entered the hole where the dragon's eye used to be. Weird kink, but okay.
And to each their own.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's not the weirdest I've ever heard, but it's weird.
Oh.
I mean...
Pooty.
What does that mean, Coco? I don't know.
Pooty.
What does that mean?
Well, it's very close to puta. Which, I think most of you have heard that before.
I'm pretty sure we've banned people for using it. I really appreciate that, what the boss is gonna be. Because it makes sense considering our size. Also, considering our size, I don't think it deserves the title of giant, but, you know. Okay. So let's see. No gem is missing.
Giant moon.
Did you just say giant moon? Oh, damn. Okay.
Serpent.
Walk east until you get to the small room with 2 holes. Walk into the western hole for 2 chests. And then walk to the east hole for the 1 chest. Well, I guess we are gonna miss out on the 2 chests.
What was in them? Ew.
Shell helm and shell armor? Which shell armor gave us a defense of 4, 4% evasion, and a magic defense of 4, and is valued at 625 gills and sells. Well, we can buy it for $12.50.
Yeah, that's fine.
The shell helm you can't buy has a defense of 3, evasion of 5%, and magic defense of 5.
Well, I'm sure we can.
I think that's. I mean, yeah, we can just go back and get it. I should know. Giant moon, aka jumbo shrimp. No, that's Lobco.
I can't think of that now, though, without thinking about the whole Cinnamon Toast Crunch debacle.
Yeah. I don't even know what's happened beyond, like, the initial finding of dried shrimp tails in the cereal.
So there were also, like, supposedly caked rat droppings.
Ew.
The man who found it was married to Topanga, who was apparently a very important actress in some 90s show. I don't know.
Yeah.
But now there have been, claims that the guy is an asshole and abused a lot of his former partners. So it's just like, oh, there's more. Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more.
Because I mean, I know that
and Kellogg's,
he's a comedian.
Kellogg's is suing, I think.
Wait, why is Kellogg suing? How did they get involved in this?
I think they make Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something.
No, it's General Mills.
Ah, General Mills. Yes, General Mills is.
But why are they? I'm confused. So is it?
Because some
is it
people are.
fake?
Yeah, some people are saying it was fake. I've only like seen tweets come up on my dash, so I haven't like deep delved into this.
I see. I mean, frankly, I'd prefer this drama over the drama that's been happening. So,
Yeah.
which I no longer get to have any information about because I have blocked every single tag possible that could be related to it. I've literally told Twitter, do not show me this crap. I do not give a crap. I did what research I did, and everything else is out of my hands because I don't have a pony in that race, so... But as far as the cereal thing goes, I mean, that's a shame. Yeah, Danielle Fishel, she's the actress who plays Topanga in Boy Meets World, which, yes, is a 90s show. That went on for, like, 7 seasons.
Ooh.
I mean, I enjoyed the show as a child when I was watching it. I do own all 7 seasons because I did have that nostalgia factor. Nostalgia was very quickly dashed when I started watching it again and realized it's kind of accidentally racist. And I say accidentally racist because while there's no, like, blatant racism of, like, don't like these people because, you know, they're this way or something, it's more in the fact that, like, the casting is very monotone, monochrome, one color.
Mm-hmm.
And the only, like, in the early seasons, the only person who isn't white is a throwaway character who honestly never shows up again. That changes in later seasons, because once they get into middle school, they have a person of color as a teacher who is actually not a stereotype. He's actually a very nice man, very intelligent, and basically kind of just struggles with, you know, some stuff that's going on with the students.
I won't give this gem to anyone!
So, Big Rat,
Aw.
very, very apt, you know, boss for this.
Escaped from Pete's dungeon basement?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, like, they have a person of color as a teacher later who he's a good boy, but he only lasts for the middle school portion of their adventure, and then later one of the yes, it's Badden, the leader of the several rats. And then once they hit into college, that's when they finally, like, add a person of color as a main part of their cast.
Gotcha.
But she's one of the main guys' girlfriend, where they keep having kind of, like, relationship troubles. Not because of her necessarily, but because of the guy. Because the guy has had, like, he's had a troubled childhood, unfortunately. And I say troubled because, you know, he's a representation of those kids who end up in a very bad situation of, like, abandoned fathers and drunken mothers and really just living in an abusive household kind of stuff. Not, like, outwardly abusive, like, oh yeah, she hits me, or she, you know, has done anything bad towards me, but more in the neglect aspect. Like, that's one of the major arcs for the middle school and high school portion, is Sean getting adopted by one of the teachers that he has a close connection with, because the teacher finds out about his home life and is just like, yeah, no, I'm not okay with this. You literally have no parental figures at home, because the only parental figure there is drunk off her ass all the time, and doesn't even know that you're, like, out at night. But, it was also one of the series that practiced the trope of, like, troubled best friend uses the window to enter friend's house. She doesn't know what a door is. But yeah, it does continue. After the 7 seasons, they tried to revive it with Girl Meets World, which was focused on the child of the 2 main characters, Topanga and Corey. And her best friend, who was very much like Sean, who was Corey's best friend growing up. I only saw the first season of it. I don't know if they ever got beyond the first season, but it was definitely kind of like a Hail Mary to try and bring back the show that didn't do too well, because they didn't have... I think a large part of it is the times have changed to where the storylines that you got from Boy Meets World don't resonate too well with the audience nowadays. Not because they were bad, but because it's like...
It
it's
just had
too
it was a very specific time period.
Yeah. Like, it's too insipid for people. Where it's just like... people don't experience these problems nowadays. For the 90s, it made sense because that was a time period where people, you know, were experiencing the problems. I'll allow that. They also had that one guy that always creeped on Topanga having a kid. That's a creep too. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Girl Meets World was good for, like... insipid, I'm gonna double check the meaning, but I've always heard it used in terms of like
Shallow.
remedial, shallow, not necessarily stupid, but
I am not doing well in this battle.
lacking flavor or lacking vigor or interest. So it's uninteresting essentially. Let's see what we can.
Oh, hey, that's another upgrade from the last one. It just does it all at once instead of having to go through each character one by one.
Nice. With your party of mages, simply cast level 3 and level 2 spells, and heal is needed to make short work with a simple rat. Well, we didn't go with a party of mages. We went with a party of red mages.
Yeah.
So, alright.
How much HP does it have?
450,
Yeah,
according
not...
to this guide.
Alright. There we go.
There we are. Yeah, and it's immune to all status effects.
Obtained Nepto's Eye.
A
Conga rats? I don't know about that.
quite literally.
The rat died. It's not celebrating anytime soon.
That's true. So now,
But
after
thank
we
you,
leave this
Marco.
part. So, oh right, we can. Okay, so we can just go back up the holes. Cool. So
Alright.
we can just go back up and grab the stuff we missed. Okay, Aisha.
Cannabis.
But yeah, I mean, Boy Meets World was like, it was good for its time. That's not so great anymore. Like, it would be a show that I would want to see remade, but also updated. Because I feel like the fact that it was so one skin color, not just in the main cast, but in the side cast too. Like, all the background characters are all white. All the additional characters who show up are all white. For like the first 2 or 3 seasons. And there's only one time, like I said, where we had a throwaway character who showed up 1 episode. And then you never saw him again, even though he was supposed to be like a friend of Sean and Corey's that we should be seeing more often. But yeah, also there was also the creepy kid who was super interested in Topanga and kept like saying that, you know, unfortunately he was like not a great person. He was definitely raised in a household that, like, by today's standards, we would probably be like, hey, you need to, like, keep an eye on what your kid is consuming. But to be fair, the family was probably the same way. Because he was very much a type of kid who treated women more like property or like prizes to win as opposed to treating them as human beings. Because that's kind of how he treated Topanga's. He kept, you know, having this fascination with her and wanting to marry her and get together with her later in life, and like kept talking about, you know, how many children they're gonna have together. And it's just like, I understand that he's like maybe 10 years old, but this is sexual harassment.
I was just gonna ask, like, how old are these kids? I thought they were supposed to be like 12.
They're like somewhere between 10 and 12. They were basically, it starts when they're like, I think in elementary school or beginning of middle school. Let me double check. Because I mean, the life lessons weren't necessarily useless, but it's more that in today's age, there's so many of those shows that have come out since then that it's kind of just like beating a dead horse. Let's see. So it aired in 1993 and went until May 2000, so it had a run of 7 years. Which again is another problem with, you know, because it was a show that primarily featured kids as the main characters, you have a lot of questionable work practices, like behind the scenes, and you also have a lot of, you know, you have a lot of worry because of the fact that they're kids, so they grow up fast. Like, you can't dilly-dally on too many plots. Oh. Okay, no, so it starts with them in middle school, so they're like 6th graders when the show starts. But yeah, also like the main family, which is Corey's family, is kind of your standard stereotypical nuclear family. A father, a mother, 2 kids. In this case, both kids are boys. The older brother you might recognize the actor of Will Friedle. He voiced Ron Stoppable in Kim Possible. He is also an avid Dungeons and Dragons fan. Specifically, he has shows now where he paints minis. aka miniature figures. Oh yeah, 2.5 kids, because that's right. I think they have... That's right, yeah, they do have a younger sister who, when she starts, she's very young. There's a half-child hidden around there somewhere. I mean, to be fair to Morgan, she was, you know, she was very young at the start of the series, so like toddler level, and then I don't think she shows up much when they're older. Like, she occasionally has quips here and there, but that's about it. She's mostly just an annoying younger sister. Maybe? But yeah, Corey is, you know, typical 6th grader where, like, he's still in that phase of ew girls and has no interest in women or anything. He's just interested in, like, living his best life. Meanwhile, his brother is, you know, a teenager, and so he has an, as they describe, a constant obsession with girls. However, Boy Meets World also does the thing that Moon hates, which is the girl and the boy grow up together and fall in love. Like, they are childhood friends who fall in love. The only advantage of Boy Meets World is, unlike the other tropes where it's just like, oh yes, they're childhood friends, so automatically they're going to be a ship later, is Boy Meets World actually has them kind of do the on and off thing because, well, they're children. And they're growing up together, and so interests change, and... Oh yeah, Marco says unmini. You can unmini now.
I can't. I don't have magic.
Oh, yeah, that would be a problem. Hey, Coco.
Yeah?
Hit no. Remember, there's a spring that does all this for free.
I thought that's just like reviving a dead ally.
I mean, we can double check. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Because, like, if nothing else, then, you know, it does a revive and we confirm that, but it might also restore your HP and MP.
Let's see. Nope.
Nope, okay. It wasn't that long ago. It was the 1990s.
I can't tell.
Okay, so yeah, reviving
no,
and healing are different kinds of springs. Got it. Basically, it starts with them in late middle school as 6th graders and goes all the way until they graduate college. Oh, this was also during the time of having the neighbor who's too invested in your life trope. Except in this case, not only was the neighbor, like, unfortunately invested in Corey and the Matthews' life, he was also... He starts off as their teacher, originally. And then he continues to be their teacher, and then he's the principal of the high school that they go to. He becomes the principal. And it's just, he keeps being forced to be part of their life. And I'm just like, is it just because you didn't want to hire somebody else to do these roles, or because it was just a funny trope to have him, you know, constantly have to be part of these kids' lives? But yeah, he's generally the teacher that, like, Corey would... He's literally their next-door neighbor. And also the teacher. And anytime Corey was having, like, you know, a big thought about life and, like, having issues, he would end up, you know, obviously trying to get opinions and thoughts from other people, but he would usually end up defaulting to going to his teacher, who was also his next-door neighbor, and just being like, I'm having this problem, what do I do? It's just like, well, first of all, kid, you don't bother your neighbor with your problems.
Are we gonna have to become tiny again at any point soon? Or can I change everyone back to their classes?
So. Let's see. So once you talk to the Viking leader, then you get the Enterprise. You can go anywhere in the Inner Sea.
What can I sell?
I don't think you are gonna have to go back to Mini again at any time soon.
Okay. I forgot, what was the bread for? The gnome bread?
Gnome bread, what did it do? Let's see here. Oh, it affects the spell Sight, which allows you to see, I think, because you can target on one enemy. I'm guessing it allows you to see information about the enemy?
Okay.
Okay, Minnie we never have to do again, but then there's Toad. Yeah, that is true, Aisha, is that, Feeny did set the unrealistic standard of educators who actually care for their students and their careers. Granted, I did actually have teachers similar to him, where they actually did give a crap about their kids. Yeah.
Oh, look how happy Delia is back to being a fighter again.
Mood, though.
Okay.
Like,
Serpent?
unfortunately, the misfortune of, you know, being a teacher and all that is that there is no kind of standard for the people who are teachers. Like, there's an education standard, but there's not a personality standard. So, while it's great that, you know, I grew up with teachers around here who... I had a number of them that actually cared about kids and cared about the kids that were in their charge. I also had a number of teachers who did not give a crap, and those are the teachers I don't remember.
What did I miss? Ah, the ring.
And then I also have teachers where I will honestly say, they probably never should have been teachers just because they weren't cut out for being bullied. Like, unfortunately, you have to understand that children are vicious, and the minute that they sense that you're not really up to the task of dealing with kids, they do bully pretty hard. I generally never partook in it. There was only one time that I did, and that is strictly because the teacher herself was being extremely abusive towards the kids in our class. Like,